So here are all the things you're going to need for your DIY spray painting bottle project. You're going to need bottles, and you can use any kind of bottles you want. Wine bottles, scotch bottles, whatever you think is pretty and will look nice in your house. And you're going to need spray paint, obviously, in whatever color you choose. I personally prefer the gloss finish because then it just looks nicer in my opinion. I do have a flat matte one, and I'm going to use this as a base coat for this green one because this one is going to need several more coats of paint than the clear glass ones. So the other thing is you're going to have to remove all of the labels and all the glue from under the labels on these bottles. So I have scissors here to cut the labels off, and I have wire cutters because some bottles, this one for example, has this metal ring around the neck, and so I'm going to use the wire cutters to remove that. Then I'm going to soak the bottles in some water in the sink for a little bit so that the labels will come off easily. That's an optional step. You can also just kind of like rip the labels off. But then you're going to need to scrub the glue off using paper towels and some kind of like Goo Gone or something. This is another product that'll remove the glue residue, and I'm just going to scrub that off with this. So let's get started. Alright, so we want these bottles to be very clean before we spray paint them, so there's no weird lumps or anything underneath the paint. So I'm just going to let these sit in the sink for a little while. They don't have to sit for very long. Okay, now the bottles have been soaking for long enough, I think. And I cut the tops off of these bottles with scissors. So now all I have to do is take these squishy wet labels off. It comes off pretty easily if you've let the bottle sit in the water for a while. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get most of that paper off. Okay, so now my sink is full of paper, so you want to make sure you take all the paper out of the sink and you throw it away so it doesn't clog your drains. So we're going to take this adhesive remover. Make sure your paper towel is handy because this could get a little messy. And just so you know, I soaked the bottles for about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm not exactly sure, but it was something like that. So I think that's like the perfect amount of time to soak your bottles. Now I'm just going to scrub all this leftover residue off. Okay, once I finish with that, I'm going to just wash the bottles with some dish soap and make sure all of that gunky stuff is gone. I'm just going to dry these off, and they are ready to paint. Okay, now I am ready to start painting. So my father-in-law made me this like contraption made out of some scrap pieces of wood that he had lying around. But you don't need anything like that. You could just put out pieces of newspaper and put your bottles right on there, or just like a flat surface like a piece of cardboard or something. But since I do tons of these, he made this thing for me so that I can stick them upside down on here. And that way I can get the bottom too. Because otherwise, if you have them on a flat surface, you would probably do like one coat of paint and then you wait for it to dry and then pick them up and just hold them upside down and spray the bottoms, and then maybe like gently set them upside down on something so that the bottoms can dry. But you do have to do several coats, so make sure that you have plenty of time and an area that it's okay to get some spray paint on. What I'm going to do now that I've done a couple coats of the spray paint is I'm going to take the bottles off of this wooden contraption thing and I'm going to flip them right side up, and then I'm going to spray around like the necks a little bit better and spray like into the top so that, you know, you don't see the green or whatever color the bottle was. So I'm going to just show you how I do that real quick. I put it on a paper towel not to protect the grass because, I mean, the grass is going to get paint on it no matter what you do, but just to make sure that like no dirt or anything gets on the bottom of the bottles because I want to keep them clean. So now I just have to wait for that to dry and I will be completely finished. And there you have it. Those are your completed spray painted bottles. And there's so many ways you can use this in your house. There's no way I could even explain all the different decorative possibilities. This is just one little thing I threw together, but these are actually going to be used at a wedding. So you can make them look really formal. But there's also ways to make it casual with old books and old newspapers. So you can really use this project and make it your own and fit it in with your personal style. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you try this project. Let me know if you did. Send me a picture on Instagram or post it on my Facebook. I would love to see that. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Panda. What do you think? Do you like them? Do they turn out nice? Andy. Say thumbs up if you love DIY projects. You're not very helpful, Panda. It's okay 'cause I love you anyway. Oh.